Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching a video on my channel, I am Chris. I'm an expat from Michigan. I live in Munich, Germany, and on this channel I talk about everything China, everything Germany, travel, languages, everything. As you can see from the title, today we're going to talk about how to make friends with Germans. Now, it's actually really ridiculous that you have to ask yourself this question. It basically suggests that Germans are like this different type of human being that it's absolutely impossible to make friends with. Now, that's not the case, but at the same time, I do think it is more challenging to make friends here than it is in the other countries that I lived in. Germany is a place where if you truly are friends with someone, you're going to be friends. Coming from the United States, it's quite often that when we refer to people who are not even really close to us or our friends, we say, oh,
that's my friend, or my friend did this, my friend did that.
Germany is not a place where they take this word friendship very lightly. Some of my subscribers basically told me that if I'm a friend with you, or you are my friend, essentially that means that I can trust you with basically my apartment if I go away on vacation for a week. I can trust you with my child. And obviously to have that level of trust, you have to really invest in the friendship. They have a saying that you have to cultivate your friendships here. If you ever talk to a German about like their friends in their friend circle, many of them have their friends that they've had ever since preschool. So if you're not in the circle, it's difficult to get in. Like they're really established, many people don't want to open up, and it's really difficult to talk to people randomly. I think it's a difficult place for people to have small talk. So for example, if I'm on the train, if I see someone sitting next to me, I'll probably say, oh, the weather's nice. They'll be like, okay, I don't know why you needed to waste your energy to tell me that. I mean, that's a bit harsh, but I feel like in many cases, a lot of Americans coming here would kind of be a little bit offended when they try to make friends, because America, we're just like,
oh my God, like how are you, nice to meet you, like it's such a pleasure to meet you, and yada yada yada.
And so in many ways, like Germans are really like off-put by that. So, and I still feel that way. I say hi to everybody on the street. It doesn't matter who you are, I talk to everybody. Like I'm like, hi, nice to meet you, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll have a nice conversation. But when it comes to small talk and just like starting about a conversation, sometimes I just think it's a bit awkward when I meet Germans. One is you can join a club, a Verein. I think that's how we said it in German, Verein. So you join a club and you just base that 100% on your hobbies. There are people that like to run. You can work for an organization. For example, there's a really cool LGBTQ refugee organization here that you go to where you have people who support this community. They do a lot of wonderful work. You can go and you can volunteer there. You know, even for example, the Black Lives Matter initiative, there are a lot of expat people of color groups here that are talking about the oppression that they feel. If you're interested in like making friends in a sense of like social justice, I would say go there. If you're passionate about civil rights and being a part of, you know, the community, those are really good ways to do it. I would also recommend getting a gym membership. The cons of getting a gym membership to make friends is that you have to sign a contract. In Germany, if you get a gym membership, you need to have, I think, like 1 to 2 year contracts, and they're quite expensive. But the fact that you're in the gym, for example, you have a lot of amenities that you can use. And then on top of that, they usually have classes. So the fact that you have classes, you can go to classes and you can meet people, you can talk to people, you can befriend the teacher, for example, yoga or like, you know, Zumba and stuff like that. Those are really good ways to get to know people. Some of my ex-colleagues, colleagues from my past work would tell me that they would join a gym and they would join a class and they would be in the class for 4 months, and then after 4 months, people would warm up to them. And they said like, you know, it's really difficult to like break the sphere and break the thing. And when I was in the gym, I also thought the same. I thought it was quite complicated. Even in a gym space where we're all working out and sweating our butts off, it is quite, yeah, it's just difficult to just break into conversation. So Germans, I want to pose this question to you. When we're in places where we're typically having fun or exercising, if you were in a class, for example, like an exercising class, and someone came up to you after the class and said, hi, nice to meet you, yada, 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 do you think that would be cool, or do you think you'll be weirded out by that? I'm still just trying to find ways of maneuvering Germans, you know, conservative side in these spaces where you can make friends traditionally in American context. I just want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way and not creeping people out. And this is the easiest way to make friends, but this is not a way that will 100% guarantee you that you'll make German friends. Sign up for German language courses, right? And I think what you can do is you can sign up, and that's a good way to make friends in the expat community. However, if you want to take a step outside of the expat community and make sure that you're making friends with the locals, I would suggest having a language pledge. So once you get to a certain level of fluency, for example, B2, maybe C1 or C2, say I'm only going to speak German for a certain amount of time. I only want to speak this language because I want to marry the language, I want to marry the culture. And I really do think that will help you in terms of making friends of Germans. And I learned this in China. The best way to get to know someone is through their language. In many cases in Western contexts, when we interact with people who are from Asia, particularly Eastern Asia, like Japan and Korea and China, we perceive them as standoffish. And I really do think that language barrier is the reason, because once you speak the language, a lot of walls come down. And I think that happens typically here in Munich. I've been picking up German, and I've been speaking more German recently. And you know how when you talk to people sometimes and you speak English to them, and then, for example, they don't understand, we say, do you understand, right? Like, do you get it where this is? It's like you raise your voice, you get louder. And I feel like that happens here in Munich, that sometimes like when I say, ich verstehe nicht, and people will say, es gibt keinen Käse drin, or something like that. I'm like, bruh, I can hear you, I just can't understand you. But recently that has not happened. I feel like I've been speaking German more often. I've been taking the initiative to speak German, because German is a language that you have to love it or she will not love you back. And I think me actively reaching out and embracing German and making it part of my existence, I feel like Germans are responding well to that. And my interactions have been friendlier. And so yeah, the language pledge basically is conducive to helping you make friends here, but with the locals. I'm not focusing 100% on the expats. I'm focusing more on integrating yourself and making friends in the German community. Start a community of your own. This is one of the reasons why on this YouTube channel I want to talk a lot about Germany while I'm living in Germany, because I would like to meet people. I want to learn from you guys. Like, I want to build a community that's open to talking about cultural exchanges and, you know, China. Like, why is it important for Germans to care about China? Or why is it important for, you know, for us to talk about the Black Lives Matter initiative, and what does that translate into in German context? Because I feel like it's building a community, you get to meet people. I've already gone out to have coffee and dinner with a few of my subscribers, so I thought that was really cool, you know? So that is a way that I'm meeting people as well. I do think that Germany is a more conservative place when it comes to making friends, particularly here in Bavaria, but it's not impossible. What should we do? As a foreigner who just came off the plane, we don't want to spend all of our time socializing with the expat community. How should we connect with you? What's the first step in understanding? Help us understand as foreigners how we should go about connecting with you and building strong, lasting relations with you. What's the first step? Because I know it's not going to be as simple as sitting on the train all the time and having a good conversation and later asking that person for the phone number. Many people will say, why are you asking for my phone number? Just because we had a good conversation doesn't mean we're gonna be friends. How do we get over this? Respond to this question in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram. I have an Instagram channel, and I hope you appreciate this video. Have a great day. Take care.